the front. I'm afraid that the girls are getting dressed. You could have bought them with their teeth and feathers. It would have been very nice.
Would you like us to do some dancing here then?
Personally, no, I don't know. I can't speak for everybody. Now, are we having Pearly Kings and Queens?
Our next show is the 1920 show with Slow Rain, Roll Off the Barrel, and My Fair Lady.
And Me and My Girl.
And Me and My Girl.
So Stuart Metcalf's in it.
You know more than me, eh?
Round you go, boys. He's just trying to find a gear. Big L plate on the back. Any gear will do. I'm leading on a lamppost. Hello, Graham. Mr. Graham Atkinson there, owner of that fabulous theatre.
Yeah, have a look, see, you can have a choice.
In any hostile environment, but out in the country, you see. And it's another Albion, pretty rare. They're built in Glasgow. So this was for shooting parties, and you collect from the hotel, pile them in the back. From where? Chatsworth House. So this was based at Chatsworth. Yes. So it's got some pedigree, this. It has indeed. But it's just a wonderful old tradition, isn't it? Very much so, yes. So there's a shooting brake, an original shooting brake from the Duke of Devonshire's estate at Chatsworth. How very nice is that? So you get your shooting party, put them in the back with hampers, a few bottles of shampoo, and away you went. Had a good day. Went and murdered 5,000 birds. A rather large truck. Vintage, most certainly not. Impressive, most certainly is. It looks like a Volvo from here.
Volvo? Is it a Volvo?
Which means that shortly it'll be an electric truck.
Electric?
If what I say is right. No, it won't. Right. So this is a huge Volvo. I can't reach the man, so we're going to have to ask him a question from the floor. .750 horsepower, 3.4 to the gallon, 12 gears. It's just cost you £2 talking to me. Off you go. And now we have a Bedford, a pre-war Bedford. So Mr. Robertson from Labour has sent a man in with his Bedford. He knows nothing about it, so I shall read it very carefully. And this is a 1932 30 hundredweight tipper. Bedford, Mr. Robertson of Labour, and Mr. Robertson heavily involved in the Huntonstein gathering, which is the 8th and 9th of September, I think. A Bedford, it's a T something, TD. No.
That's a big...
1949 M-type.
M-type, even rarer and in good condition.
I like this one.
Quite right. Payload, 3 tons. 3 tons. Move on top. They're lovely looking, these Bedfords. They really were.
Granddad. Granddad. Granddad.
A 1952 Bedford, all B. And a Mark III Land Rover. Goodness me, that's... I was right yesterday as well. And it's never had any work done to it. Every day. Quite right too. And it's 18 years, doesn't owe you a penny. NRF.
All the cement stuff and all the construction site. The old...
NRF derived from the Foden company. This is a Foden lorry behind. Foden's built steam wagons in the 30s. I'll just find out about this Foden.
Oh, look at that big lorry.
67, lovely shape, isn't it? Lovely shape. So, Mr. Foden was building steam wagons and his son said, no, the future is diesel.
He's going
And he said, so well, you go and build them then. So he did, and his name was Edwin Reginald Foden, ERF. An army. What's the engine?
Perkins, where is it? What's it?
Oh, and which arm, was it an army truck?
It was an army truck.
Where did it work?
British Army is all over. It's an artillery tractor. Almost.
An artillery tractor, oh, big stuff.
The army truck. Huh? Look at that truck.
Transit going through in splendid condition.
It's absolutely big.
72, and he's lost his speedway back out of that. Richard Preston, this is an early Richard Preston Carrier. Oh, this is going to be 1930s, doesn't it?
Definitely it's army. Look at that truck.
1927. Where was the Carrier built? Are you guessing? Huddersfield. You know better. Come and tell us. Built in 1927, the Carrier. In the covers of Richard Preston.
Why is there a second here?
Another Albion. They're very popular, these Glasgow ones. 1927, that model. Lovely Albion. Lovely shape to these. 1928. Payload about 1.5 tons. 30 weight. That's about 1.5 tons. Hey, we've got metric and everything here. Brexit will cure all this. Morris Commercial. Lovely shape to these vintage trucks.
Oh, is that big truck
58.
there no go? No, that truck there no go. So, yeah.
Bedford, 1960. 2-ton payload. 1.5.
That was the statue.
Ish.
No, it's just that's useless.
A Ford living accommodation. Still used for its original purpose. 1977. It was based on the Ford Mark I Transit, of which there are a million different versions. This is just one of them.
How about that one? Is that a fire truck?
Bedford going through from Amble.
It might be a fire truck.
By Jove, he's a big lad, isn't he? Goodness knows how we're going to talk to him. Right, let's have a go. This is a 12-litre Rolls-Royce supercharged engine which does what to the gallon? You daren't think. It's in single figures anyway. And what can it pull? How many tons? 140 tons. What? Is it still working? No. It's done 9,000 miles in 61 years, so it hasn't been overused, has it? Yorkshire Princess or the Yorkshireman. Lovely Volvo. 1977. This is followed by a Thornycroft. This was served in Ypres in the First World War. It's a 1916, it could be 1915 racing. So, and this vehicle is going to go on a mission to take some newly made bells to the chapel at Ypres, aided by Mr. Ritchie, and they're going to fit these bells and sound the bells over the battlefields of the First World War. And behind it is a Dennis built in Guildford in Surrey, and it is rumoured there are photographs of this taken in 1917 on the front. If you know better, you can tell us. What year was it?
Was he just waving at me?
So it's 1915, and the engine size,
It's about 4 litre, 40 horsepower.
about, is that a bit random, isn't it?
Well, you know, you can never be absolutely certain, can you?
Right, so it's another fine historical vehicle there. They're both engaged in that little bit of unpleasantness they had in 1914. This is a Model T truck from when? 22. 1922, one of the more modern ones. 3 gears.
Pardon? Yeah, 2.
2. Oh, right. Have you got a rev counter? No, just as well. No, just as well. 2 gears. Followed on. Well, this looks foreign to me. It looks like a Haflinger. Where is it built?
Austria. 72, 4-wheel drive, diff locking on 4 wheels. It's a Land Rover's nightmare.
Why was it built in Austria? To do what?
Austrian Army use them. Rocket launchers on and use them as ambulances.
Did they? Oh, there's history again. Haflinger. Comfortable as well. Good in the wet. Dayland, this one's for sale. It's never raced or rallied. This is 1958, owned by Frank Willis of Hetland Hall. It's for sale, is it? Any reasonable offer? He's got 5 wagons, he's got to shift them out, he's got to thin them out a bit. Followed in by our Atkinson with a Gardner engine.
I want to. No, because you can see it, you can go in. Goes back.
Another ERF, Mr. Foden's son. Say built in Sandbach in Cheshire, and it's a wonder. See, there's the son, and then we have the Foden, built by his dad, the covers of the Navy Mirror.
That's it now. No, we're not doing like that. Like this. Look, look. And then it clearly has that top and that look. It's the light up. That's like a daddy.
So, 1953, 6LW, the engine size, a comma. This is fairly rare. Looks like a Dodge on the back or something like that. The Ooze Lady from Goole. 1957. What's that on the back?
1939 International KB2.
I thought it was. Yes, it shouted at me from there. Veteran van going through in superb condition. That doesn't work, does it? No. New service van next to you.
There's an old daddy car.
A nice Ford going through. 1956. 8.
Granddad, why did you go?
And a fire engine, but not as we know it. the what mate? American LaCrance. Very nice. Makes a bit of noise, doesn't it? Not quiet. Haven't I just seen one of these? This is a bigger one. What year?
Mine was in 1919.
1919. They're a very good fire engine. They're rare.
Yeah, just a bit.
Just a bit, yeah, go on.
Another fire engine.
So it's a 1944 Bedford, based in Morecambe, a lovely minivan in superb condition. Excellent. Murex, this is a works fire engine, didn't go very far, and it was a metal factory. That's right, it shouldn't have caught fire if it was a metal factory, should it?
That's an old, is that the old dumpster truck?
Hannah, the fire tender, and this worked.
Oh, look at that fancy car. Huh? I like to get a minute.
This worked in Llangollen from 1959.
1959, that one is.
Next one from the
That's an old one.
Hampshire,
That's
the
the
early smoke burning one. The Fording Bridge from Hampshire, and Dennis
I've never seen a Land Rover like that.
built a lot of public service vehicles, that ambulances.
That's the same. That's the same. It's all parked up.
The Dennis fire engine from Dilverton. His bell works as well. And now we're going to have a presentation ceremony.
That's fine. Oh, look at that big one. Look at that big fire engine.
This is the A35, and so we've got them lined up. We do have some prizes to present, so I just hope the drivers can hear me.
Yeah, the arms in. Is that it? That's it? Is it? That's it now. That's it.
If Ben Potter can hear me, Ben Potter. It's a 1919 Ford owned by Neil Bygrave of Monk Fryston. The 1919 Ford has won the best commercial for the Winterman and Sykes Trophy. So, Neil Bygrave, can you hear me? Is that you? It is, he's got his thumbs up. So that's our first one. Well done, sir. We always like it when people turn up. And the next trophy is this is for the Theakston Bowl, and it's been won by, it's one of those fire engines, the 1924 American LaFrance, owned by Robert Wells of Gould. The 1924 LaFrance, he's over there somewhere, just spoken to him. It's the biggest one. The 1924 LaFrance is walking this way. There we are. The talc compounder will do him the power of good, I think. Well done, young man. How many of these fire engines are left? How many are left?
No idea, but most of them got smashed up and made into racing cars.
Oh. you've got a rare gem. In fact, you've got two. I suppose so, yes you have. Thank you very much, lovely. Right, thanks to all our commercials. Please be aware, we're going to get a lot of commercials leaving the arena. So, as another reminder for a child who's only got one shoe on, we've got a purple shoe at the commentary point. Age of child, I'm asking for female advice, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, something like that. So if you look at your child and it's only got one shoe on, Big North, Captain Triumph, maybe a Japanese, or even a Matchless. A Montesa, by Jove, that's got some bells and whistles. A Rudge, some old English names, another Matchless, and a BSA, a few BSAs, AJS. And a Cycle Master. Oh dear me. There's a story behind those. A Honda, an early Douglas. That's the oldest one I've seen so far. What looks like a push bike, just where is he? Coming right now, top of the arena. It looks like a push bike, but it's got a 29cc engine on the back. 21, 25. So it can go 30 miles an hour, that machine. And it's got normal cycle tyres and brakes, those little pads. And there was 500,000 of those made in the 50s. How many people died? We don't know. So we give them a ride round before my Matchless official will stop and tell me who's won these prizes here in Masham in 2017. 25cc, don't overrate it. My glamorous young assistant will now pass amongst you, and we'll sort out who's won what here. You can come a bit closer if you want. Whatever. We're nearly all safely gathered in. Now we've got a few prizes to dispense. So the first one we're going to do is we get the right trophy. His number is 1172. 1172, the best trials bike. Do we have number 1172? He's not here. Well, there we are. He must be held up in the traffic. So we're now going to go to Pete's Trophy, which is the best post-1960s. Right, yeah, we got one. This is Pete's Trophy. Well, people are getting nervous now. And it's number 1145, Mr. Stephen Holmes. Stephen Holmes, please, for Pete's Trophy. Stephen Holmes, still in his... Hello, he's coming now, you see. Wave, give him a nice little round of applause there. And now we're going to have the Jack Britton Memorial Trophy, which is for the best motorcycle. It's 1111. Peter Moore. Peter Moore, please. Is that a Rudge? It doesn't look like a Rudge, yes. Round of applause for Peter Moore, please. Stephen Rowley with the RGM Classic Bike Shield. There it is, the Classic Bike Award. He's walking behind you, young man. There he is.
I know they're going to have a soft landing. That's not good.
And we got three more. It's getting excited now. Let's do a cycle award, shall we? Let's do a cycle award, which is for the best cycle. Wilson for the best push bike. Horse cycle. Hey, we've got him. Well done, that man. And now, the Golden Disc Award. The Golden Disc Award for the both 70s is 1159, Mr. John Craik. John Craik. Do I see John Craik? I do. He's getting off his bike even as we speak. He'll have to jump riding back with that, won't he? Chris Woodcock for the best motorcycle. Number 1169, Chris Woodcock. Is that him pedaling his bike? Come on, Chris. Now then, again we have good news and bad news. The great news is you've won the Joseph Brownless Cup. The bad news is it isn't here. So you can have a shake of the hand in the sure knowledge that the cup will be on its way to you. Final show of the weekend. There's a man giving his cup away. Can you hold this for me? To these lads, nice. A nice ride round. Are you alright with that? Shall we keep it in? You come back for it. Alright. So great to see these classic bikes. Just a pity about Japanese did for the English bike industry in the 60s. But the classic bike still has love for Cycle Master. 25 cc's. Ordinary bike tyres and brakes. So they're just going to probably do another lap round while Elaine is setting up. So please be aware we have motorbikes on the move for you here at Masham.
We're offline at the beginning of the fetch, but we did recover and we got them through the fetch gates. We got the drive away quite well. Again, a little bit offline on the cross drive. What the judge is looking for is some good straight lines and some tight turns, but we hit the obstacles fairly nicely through the cross, but again, we lose a few points there at the pen. So well done, Kate. We're going to have to practice a little bit more. Kate, she stepped into this job. It was always Bryn that did it. Bryn's 13 now, and he's a little bit hard on hearing. It's quite noisy in the arena, and he can't just catch all the commands, so she's having to do his job. But you'll be seeing Bryn and our second today. We'll just go through the basics of how we train them with him. So the geese, they have quite a short laying season. They start to lay about mid-February, and they'll continue through to the end of June. Now they're just beginning to lose their feathers, and probably in another month's time they'll look a little bit smarter. You can see my attention's not on Kate, so she's rather dragging them up a little bit, so steady on Kate. Not all the dogs will actually work the geese. They can be a little bit stroppy, especially as I say during this breeding season. Oh, she's keeping them all together now. Now she can't entertain herself. So she's very useful, this Kate, and she's been a good little trial dog for me. She competed in the nursery trials when she was less than 2 years old and got knocked down, which I'm a bit disappointed about, so I was rather hoping to have a really good season the following year with her. There we go. So come on, geese, we'll put you back into the trailer, and then we'll move on to the next part of our display. And that's where we need a little bit of audience participation. There we go. Right, well done, Kate. So what we're going to do now, Doggie's going to put Sue quite well. I'll put a little bit more than one. We've got 2 more helpers here, or 3 more. I'm going to count it. I failed my maths a little. Surprise, isn't it? There we go. Right. So if we're all ready, that's it, darling. You can stand by this young man. That's it. There you go, love. Right. So we're going to weave them in and out of you, take them round through the obstacles, and take them back up through you, and back into the trailer. So, switch on my microphone, and could we have the music?
tell you. I know Arthur here doesn't like female vultures because he unfortunately ate the first one, 18 months later tried to eat the second, and 3 years later tried to eat the third. If you're eating your breeding partner, madam, it is no longer a conservation project. So instead, this is his job, and he is fantastic at it. Look at this now. He's a one-bird PR team for what myself and Rebecca have got. That's a beautiful little farm with a weird and wonderful collection of eagle and vulture from all around the world. Give him a nice round of applause, ladies and gents. He's working lovely for us today. Down on ground level, things start to somewhat change. For the floor in Africa is a dangerous place to be. Wild dog, jackal, hyena and large cat would attack a vulture such as this. So when they're down on the floor, they have to look pretty serious. This is Arthur's I'm as hard as nails walk. Don't mess with me, I'll eat your grandma's Westie. Look at the size of him. Puts his chest out, head back. Beautiful colours on his face, back up that stance. And they are a pretty serious thing. Although many vultures in the wild are just carrion feeders, they eat dead things. White-headed to and hard-pushed will even take live quality for themselves. I begin my display with him because we're pretty good with each other. We've known each other for a long time now, we have a good understanding, and it sort of sets the mood for you guys to get yourself round the arena, get comfy, and know what to expect. We'll send him off now, a little bit of breeze at that corner there, we'll bring him round the back of those engines as he makes his way to me. A wonderfully well-timed, perfect finish, emergency, stop. Give him a lovely round of applause, ladies and gents, he's on good form today. We're going to move along now, we've got quite a bit to get through today. We don't want the arena running too late, so we're going to rattle along and try and pull it down for the guys back over there. Next of all today I want to show you a bit of a trickier character. I've got to get myself. The steam fair's not as bad, but imagine you're at a county show, an agricultural event or something similar, and your bald eagle lands out the arena. I see things on stands like National Chihuahua AGM 10, you know? StrokeAGuineaPig.com and similar things like that. And I worry like mad. The reason he lands out is this, you see, I'll tell you the story behind him. Bred in captivity, sold to a guy in Lincolnshire. The guy in Lincolnshire had bought him because he likes all things American. If you like all things American, wear a t-shirt with a flag on it and listen to country music. Don't buy a pet bald eagle. They're absolutely crackers, require vast amounts of exercise and a big old enclosure to keep him in. Because he was fearing losing the bird, he would never fly him. So after 5 years of keeping him, decided he would sell him to me. When I bought him and took him back home, I quickly realised he was pretty useless at flying. And there's no other way of saying it, he's just not too sharp when it comes to using that wind and weather. So we've got to help him out a little bit. In a straight line between two people, he'll do what you see right now, over the mile, no bother at all. The minute he loses sight of myself or Becca, he will simply stop and land as though you've pulled the power cable out. And that's a scary thing if you get bird in the middle, you know. You've got to watch out where they're landing, you've got to be so super sharp that they don't make a mistake. So we do this. We work him backwards and forwards, I work the socks with him, and when I get to an event like this, I'm going to be in the crowd with you guys in a minute. I try and make sure he behaves himself as well as possible. Give him a lovely round of applause, ladies and gents, he's on good form today. Like a nice big arena, me with a bit of breeze coming through it, makes life a little bit easier for the bigger things. He's 11 pounds in weight, a wingspan of 6 feet. He can soar and he does it beautifully well, but if he gets up and doesn't come down again, we can be sat here for an hour or two, won't it? And when I bring him across to me, this doesn't go across to our friend in the high-vis jacket there and cause me a bit of bother. Look at that. Why on earth keep a bald eagle? We understand the importance nowadays of breeding vultures are dying out at a shocking rate, but bald eagles are doing remarkably well in the wild. Well, the reason we keep a bald eagle is simple. I've actually got 2 of them. A breeding pair I've got to take off it. I'll let her get on with it, fight away into a bit of breeze, get a little bit of height, and have a good old nosy about. When conditions are good like this, a warm breezy afternoon, I like them to have a bit of a play about. So that young lady is not good enough. You can do way better. Let me tell you the story about her. Like Arthur the vulture that we started with, she was also wild taken, brought into captivity to go into a project where she would join 5 other vultures, making potentially 3 breeding pairs. And what a great thing, as numbers are dropping quickly, we need these pairs building. But that little thing there is grumpy, bad-tempered, and does not mix well with others. The zoo tried all sorts. For weeks that turned into months, and in the end it was getting worse and worse. So rather than upset it completely, they rehomed the trouble-causing Selma. She went from pillar to post and eventually ended up with me. On taking her from the box, we discovered there was a slight problem. Her two toes on her right foot were bright pink and appeared to be what was quite badly bruised. And nobody seemed to know what had gone on. Here we go, right. I'm going to try and push her forward a touch more. And so we can turn her right into the left. Then maybe try we can and send her behind me and bring it in for a big old circuit so everyone gets a good old look today. That'll do. Give her a clap. Well done. Sort of using the top half of the arena. You guys down there will get a look in a minute, don't worry. Down on ground level, watch this. It's not like the white-headed vulture that struts around an arena and looks the business. This thing is a lot different. It tends to like suspiciously shuffle around the floor, look. Looking over her shoulders at all times in case something comes in to gobble her up. When you're that size, you do get eaten a lot. You've got to be very careful. Hooded vultures hang around in large flocks in the wild, which gives them a bit of safety, but they are a tricky bird, and at times they do get it a bit rough. Right, we need one more from you today, then we can get rid of you and have a look at a couple of enormous eagles and try and get them using this breed. Would you be so kind, please, to turn your bum round, face this direction? Good girl, well done, right? Let's see if we can get one more nice one from her. The vultures generally do 2 displays a day. Some of the eagles we can get away with it, but they're not quite as greedy or as laid back. So we will see her again in the afternoon display. So we're not going to put too much grub into her this morning, but we'll try if we can and get one more nice one. A lovely bit of warm sunshine today. The rain's held off, so we'll shake of the feathers. Whenever you're ready, girl, thank you, right? And then we'll get her up and get her going for one more final flight. When she takes up this time, guys, I want a lovely big round of applause for her. She's worked the little socks up here today. Give her a nice big clap. That's the beautiful Selma, that hooded vulture. Really showing off now. Go on, girl, right? You can make fantastic demo birds. And if you get it right with them, they look spectacular. She's definitely on good form today. Look at that, well done. This is the same one that you have in the Western Isles of Scotland. 5 or 6 hours drive north of here, and you can be looking at these in the wild. It wasn't always like that. In the 1970s, the last 2 wild white-tailed sea eagle was shot. A project was set up where it was brought into the UK from Norwegian stock, reared and released on the island, and we're now seeing the fantastic effects of that project. Up to 50 or 60 breeding pair of white-tailed sea eagles are now found right over the west, north and northeast of Scotland. Give her a lovely round of applause, ladies and gents. She's enjoying herself today. She's just dropped a piece of food on the floor. And whenever a mistake happens in the show, clearly not me, huh? It's always my fault. Look at it now. Right now he's thinking, you're going to get the kicking of your life, though. He just gets really greasy when things don't go quite according to plan. And you can see it's grumpily turned its back on me, shuffling its feet from side to side. We'll send it out for one more because we need to fly one more eagle today. And this last one could be fantastic or a bit awkward, we'll see. So we need one more from you, young lady, because now I've got to bring it into my hand, and it's an awkward bird to land on your hand at the best of times. When on my hand, take it under control, remove the tracking tag and get it back into the box. I need this flight to go perfect if I'm going to get away with it. So she comes back directly downwind, we'll swing it in nice and gently. Give her one more lovely round of applause. What a cracking start today, good girl. Right, those of you arena side now, watch this. As a result of yesterday, it's a bit aggy as you can see. That is a stellar sea eagle. That's quite up for the scrap today. I've got to say to her, I don't want to fight, turn round and go away. Thank you. All the way. Look at it. It's the moody old thing. We're going to try we can and get her up for a flight. Send her off, bring her in and get her back under control. I didn't have a great day with her yesterday, it didn't go according to plan. I want to get a good day for you guys today and I'm hoping she'll behave herself for you. I brought her to go with the male bird, and the male bird is a bit of a nightmare, nervous and a little bit difficult to get on track. She was never like that. She just spooked herself yesterday. So we have an 18-pound eagle with a nice bit of breeze coming towards it. Everything, if it wants to do it, will go according to plan. First of all, though, we give her a moment to settle herself down. A wiggle of the tail as she takes it all in and just gets her head right. Then she needs to go to the loo. Oh, ready for that one, eh? Then we can, in a moment's time, ask her to take off. The first one can be good, can be bad, we'll see what happens. We're only going to ask a couple of them, we've not got long today, we need to make sure we get things on track. So we're going to ask her with a very simple hand signal, which is this. That means, right, if you take off in a moment's time, there'll be a great big juicy wrap for you here when you come back. I keep it dead simple, and she knows what she has to do. Designed for that eastern coast of Russia, this huge grey eagle can deal with all sorts of weather, from -30 and below to 60 and 70 mile an hour winds. Last week we were at the Royal Shores, and this thing was flying brilliant. A couple of weeks ago while flying her, I was working at in 41 mile an hour gusts. Today, we just want a nice simple day. Let's see if we can get her up and get her back. That's the big one. Get her up and get her back, and then we can work out how much we can ask her to do as the day progresses. Right now she's looking all around the field. I've got to try and take my time with her and get this right. I want a big powerful flight that way. We need to try and get her to catch the breeze and then get herself back down again into the arena. They're getting them out, it's not the hard bit, they're getting them back to the hard bit. So I've got to persuade her this is the best place to be coming back to and the safest place to land. So I always think by the look of you, in the next minute or two, we should get you airborne. Off we go, look at this. Right, big old powerful pile of the wings. We'll send her nice and wide, get her to turn if we can to the left, not the right. You would go to the right, you awkward thing. As she swings around now, look at the size of it. Making her way back towards us, we get her eyes with her food out. With a bit of look as she comes over, she will dangle her legs, wiggle her bum, and politely land in the middle. Give her a lovely round of applause, ladies and gents. I call her Camilla. That's the name we got for the big posh swimmers. And it seems to go down pretty well. Designed to eat fish, seabird, young seal, and the carcass of things that have washed the shore, ranging from whale and sea lion and similar. This large eagle from Russia moves down the coastline to Japan and back up each year, and it's designed to be incredibly efficient at covering huge areas by doing very little energy wastage. So it piles masses of fat on board it in the summer and survives the winter that way. Right, young lady, we need one more. Just one more done well is all I'm going to ask you. We can get out of the way, let these guys crack on with the arena. We're at the stand just around the back here, guys. You want to come and see us afterwards? I'll get everything out, put them on display for you. You can come and have a look, and I'll hopefully tell you a little bit more about them there. We need this last one then, young lady. Has to be a good one. Yesterday morning it wasn't quite...